spit out the very best with bartender, drink more, cook less. He's the tech guy, Robbie, Randy, Roy. Rocky is the bestest boy. The food is great, come grab a plate. The show's starting, so don't be late. Dana's Kitchen.
Ooh, you could make pita dough.
I look ridiculous.
Hi everybody. Guess what? It's day 2 of doing stuff from my vacation, and then we're gonna move on to everything. But happy Sunday. How are you guys doing? It's been a more relaxing weekend, I think, than normal for us. Robbie goes, I think it has been. For me, I didn't have to work, which was great. We got to spend some time together, which was also nice. And we went to a concert. We did all of that stuff. And today we're going to be doing some other foods that really seemed very interesting on my trip. And we're also going to make a martini today in... oh, I don't have a microphone. Hang on. Hi, can you hear me now? Now can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Hello. Hi. I'm going to start over because we didn't have a microphone on. Was it even turned on?
It was on.
It was on, but I probably sounded like I was really far away. Now it's clear. Now you're like, oh, yeah, when the mics are where they're supposed to be, it makes way more sense, huh?
It's literally on the checklist, Dana, to not only turn on the mics, but to also wear them.
Yes, I know, but there have been many times we've gone at the last minute, oh, mics. I even brought this out because this shirt didn't seem like a good shirt without to put the mic on. So here we go. That's where we are. I'm glad it's clear now. So one of the restaurants I think I made a dish from that last time. I'm trying to remember if I did. But I made a cocktail from there for sure. But we went to this place in Bonita Springs called the Bohemian Restaurant that was so good. And it's like shareable plates. So like you don't get yourself just something. You just get a bunch of plates like tapas style. And it had kind of a Korean little bit. Some things had more of a Mexican twist, seafood kind of place. It was interesting. And so one of the things that's super simple, but was so good, was they had like these rye crostinis, and then they had some whipped feta on it with some hot honey and figs, which is always my favorite. You give me goat cheese and figs, I'm there. And then it also had a little arugula, some pistachios. That was really, really good. And then the other thing that they had that was really good was this lobster and crab. They called it a warm salad. So it's kind of made like a dip. I'm making it up. I don't know if this is going to be close or not, but it still sounds really good. So we're going to, I don't even have a real recipe for it. I've kind of looked up some recipes, and I'm kind of combining a bunch of them. So we're going to do that, and we're going to have sourdough crostini. They had they had ciabatta ones. But since I'm trying to do lower gluten, sourdough has less gluten in it than like a ciabatta does. And Robbie probably didn't want gluten-free ciabatta, which I can get, but he makes this face. That's his face. Was that accurate? You don't know. You don't know what you look like when you do that. Anyway. So we're going to do that. And then when I bought the lobster tails at Costco to make the other stuff, there was some extra there. So we're just going to make some lobster tails, and then which I've never made before. I've eaten them, but I've never made them before that I remember. And we're going to do like an asparagus Parmesan risotto to go with it. So that's what we're making today. It sounds like a lot, Robbie. Yeah. He's very quiet. Hi, Robbie. How are you doing? Because he's just over there making faces.
It'd be more surprising, Dana, if you weren't making a lot. We had someone in chat last week that was like, wait, you're making all of that tonight? How is that possible?
Well, but I started a lot of it. Like I started the pretzel croissants 2 days earlier, so there was that. Who won? Oh, that is a great question for that. So right now we have Mama Huevos won last week against Aspie, but it was real. All of our things have been super close. Nobody's won by more than 2 points. So it's been a very, very tight race so far. So Dinner with Mom beat out Canara, and will be cooking against Chef Steve, who beat out Zero Brew. And the winner of this week's, and we have Yannicki, who is a newer, smaller streamer, and we're really excited. She looks like she makes amazing, amazing food. And they're going to be going against Eat at Dad's. I did that one right. Yeah, Eat at Dad's. Sometimes I go, Dinner with Dad. No, it's Eat at Dad's. So they're going to be going against, and the winner of that will go against Mama Huevos. So we're really excited about that. Hello, Bravewood. How are you? And Si Playa. You'll move to a rich gated community. Sounds like a good plan. And how are you doing, Bravewood? I've got your new coffee, but I haven't tried it yet because I had other coffee in my coffee maker. So as soon as that runs out, I will. But I've been drinking less coffee nowadays, so I have more. Hello to Bear Fan. How are you? It's a unique one. Okay, I can't wait. I can't wait to try it. And for anybody else out there, if you love coffee, you can check out Bravewood Beanery, who does small roast coffee that you can get the mix of beans you want, the roast you want, the grind you want. And there's Rocky. So if you hear some barking in the background, that's just Rocky being Rocky, saying hello. He's our friendly, not so friendly sometimes, velociraptor multi-poo. So there we go. I know. I wish that they would let us cook at TwitchCon, but they won't let. It sounds like they don't let things with flames. So we can't really do it. But I'm kind of trying to think of some way to do something like that, but I don't know if it'll happen. So if I can, I will make it happen. If I can make it happen without having to spend lots of money, I will make it happen. That's the thing. You can make anything happen if you have enough money. Right, C. Playa? Right? Like if I won the lottery, we would make it happen. We would make it happen. So I think I'm going to get started. I'm going to start with my mise en place and just get almost everything cut. The asparagus I'm supposed to cook whole and then cut it. And I think that's going to be the easiest way to do it. So I'm going to get all the other stuff cut for us. So again, we're going to do a really simple appetizer that Robbie was just like, what is this fig and rye and goat cheese? I said, well, it's rye crostini with whipped goat cheese, and it's got figs and pistachios and some hot honey. So what's simple? That is simple. There's not much. You got to whip the goat cheese and cut the rye bread and cut the figs and chop up the pistachios. That's it. And then assemble and drizzle a little honey on it. Maybe a little arugula if you wanted to. If they have a cookie gun.
I just counted 7 steps, by the way, but that's simple.
But that's chopping is all one step.
Cereal is simple.
You gotta open a box. You gotta get a bowl. You gotta pour it in the bowl. Then you gotta pour the milk in, and then you gotta get a spoon. That's 5.
Or you just shove it down your throat. Eat it that way. Done. 1 step.
Lovely. Well, Golden Flare. I used to be involved in something called the Triple Play here in the Dallas area, which was raising money for the Texas Rangers Foundation, meaning baseball Texas Rangers, not the law enforcement Texas Rangers. And so one year, they decided they were going to have one of our players, his name is Hank, cook against another guy named Gerald. And Hank, I was afraid, they had like live burners, like a gas, propane tank burners out there. I was really afraid because Hank liked to drink. I was really afraid he might like spontaneously combust on stage. We were just trying to keep him not drunk before he got up there and cooked. And they had secret ingredients, and their secret ingredients, Robbie, were pasta. And what else? It was something like butter. They made it easy because it was two baseball players. And we had a couple of newspaper writers, and Don King, for some reason, was at this event. And they judged their dishes, which was funny. Anyway, so you can, at events, do it. But I guess Twitch probably didn't want to pay whatever firemen they probably would have had to pay, and certificates of things, and
I'm sure there's extra insurance.
Probably there might be even like we might have to take some sort of I don't know what it's like in California, if there's special food training, because if you're here in Texas, in order to cook for people you have to take a certain food training and get a certificate. So I don't know. It could be done. It could be done. But having put on enough of these events, I know it's so crazy. The certificates and the licenses and the things you need to get, like if you want to serve alcohol, there's one license. If you want to do like a wine pull where people give you money and they just blindly pick a wine or whatever, that's a different license. And then you've got to make a list of all the wines that you've got. So like, Rocky. Rocky is drinking. I've got multiple water bottles going here, and he's drinking out of one of my water things there. Hello, Andy. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm going to start chopping some stuff. You wonder if your food handler's license in Texas is still valid? That's a good question. Does it ever not? No, I've got water right here. But thank you. Robbie's trying to hand me 2 water bottles, and I'm like,
I'm assuming you have to get recertified ever so often.
Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? All right, let's chop some stuff. I'm just going to do mise en place. So we're going to need chives today. Oh, you know what I do need? A quieter dog. That's what I need. A quieter dog. Hippie's still streaming. All right. We know we love Hippie. All right. Let's get some chives chopped. Now, some of these things, like our, basically it'll be like a dip, kind of, the lobster and crab. And it will, these chives are interesting. Okay. We're going to have some extra stuff we can put on our things from it, like some citrus butter. Like if you want just that little extra with it, because it won't be rich enough with the cheese and the cream cheese and the lobster and the crab. So we'll see, but I think I'm going to make it. You have to do your food handler's card in Oregon every 3 to 4 years? Yeah. So who knows? It may just be one of those things that Twitch is like, too much of a headache. Not going to do it. Because honestly, you know, getting people to do things, whenever I would have to do things with athletes, with large amounts of athletes, like 1 or 2 athletes, good. 10, 20, 30 athletes, it's like herding cats. So you have to be creative. So this golf tournament, one of the other people who was helping volunteer was able to get like Dallas Star Ice Girls there with carrying beer around and saying, you can have a beer, but you got to follow me. And then we got them all where we needed to because I was doing photos. That's how you have to get them.
Where was this beer again?
Where was the beer? It was being held by Dallas Star Ice Girls, or Ice. What are they? Ice. Whatever they are. Whatever they are.
They're the Ice Girls.
Ice Girls. You know, they're all women. Why are we calling them girls?
Shorter.
Yes, by a whole syllable.
Hey, all matters.
Probably enough chives. You know what would be nice if when I wrote down my mise en place, I wrote down how much of everything I need. I did for some things, but not for everything. I do love some chives. I buy them for episodes all the time, and then I forget to use them.
I was just about to say, we'll see if you remember to use them this
It's
time.
one of those things. I think it's actually something I have to mix in. So it's the garnishes I miss all the time. All right, let's see. I need some leeks. You know, my leeks are already chopped, mainly because I had to wash them. So I've already got some chopped leeks. And then I rinsed them really good, because if you're ever using leeks, you have to wash them really, 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 really
And
good.
that's because they're very dirty?
They're very dirty. Leeks are so dirty. All right, parsley. We're going to chop ourselves some parsley. And we're going to get the ugly pieces out. And I'm going to save a few just in case I want to use some for garnishing. Get down.
Rocky, we see you.
You may not have any lobster. The lobsters were not cheap. But not too bad, because they were at Costco, which was nice. And the only reason we're making this, I'll be honest with you, the only reason, because last week we used, we had a, thank you for that follow, Baker Vuke. Welcome to the family. We're glad you're here. So the only reason, last week we did scallops, and then I had sushi grade tuna. So that was an expensive day, and Costco actually had crab and lobster, and that's the only reason I'm doing this, because if I had to buy it at the grocery store, it would have been twice as expensive, and we don't need that.
We'll feed lobster to dogs, just not velociraptors.
Correct. Correct. You saw sourdough. You're a simple person to please. Well, we're glad you're here. I mean, I'm not making any sourdough today. I bought it.
But you're still using it.
But I am going to be using it. But that'll be, the first thing we're going to do is we're just doing all our mise en place. And that, again, if you hear the barking, Velociraptor is here. So we'll do all our mise en place, and then we'll start putting some things together. And our first course is a very simple one, but so delicious, because I don't know about you guys. How many of you like goat cheese? I love goat cheese. Robbie didn't know he liked goat cheese until he met me.
Same with Chihuahua cheese.
And Chihuahua cheese, which apparently not very many people in the United States know what it is, since I get, every time I use
had
it, they're
people
like, Chihuahua
questioning
cheese.
whether or not you were trolling them.
I know, but it's true. It is still tasty stuff. That is true. And what's nice about it is that since I need to watch my gluten intake, it has less gluten in it than, say, getting a regular bakery loaf. That sourdough starter with the fermentation and everything helps keep that gluten level lower. You know what I liked about this menu at this place at the Bohemian Restaurant, Robbie? Things on the menu, there was GF, obviously, for gluten-free, but they also had ABGF, or AGF, almost gluten-free.
Oh, okay.
So it was like, there's a little gluten in it.
So for someone like you that can have it.
That I can have it, it was good to see, okay, as long as it says GF or AGF, I'm good. All right, parsley. Let's get some garlic done. But let me clean this board off, because there's a lot of... And look, I'm making a mess on my...
I saw you got about half of that into the bowl.
Excuse me, it was more than half.
Okay, 51%.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't want to eat. Everybody should tell Robbie if he wants to eat, I can eat all the lobster. I'll share it with Rocky, because he's not making any snide comments. All right. So get up on Smart, and it's time for bread. That's awesome. I am still working on trying to, every time, I need to try and work harder on a starter. I just get so busy in life, I ignore it for too long, and then it doesn't work. One day, because I didn't do it during the pandemic, I didn't try to do, so everybody else got to practice, and I was too busy cooking other things.
What was your last starter called?
I don't remember. Do you remember?
Well, I was going to say maybe that's the problem. It just needs
Did
to
I
have a
have it
really
named
good
it?
name.
Needs a name. Or I could just borrow somebody else. Somebody else can give me some starter that's really good at it. All right, if you got a garlic press, I think I do have a garlic press. I don't use it very often, but this actually says, this is one of the first recipes. Actually, there are two of them that actually call for pressed garlic. So we'll, I don't know why I took that tip off. I just need to get the, sometimes I'm talking and I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Shocking, I know, for those of you who've been in here. Woo, brand new garlic. This is pungent. But garlic, man, nothing. Chef Samurai Rick, I know, long time no see. Hello, Mother Funker, how are you? We're just doing our mise en place. That is what we're doing. And Tuesday, if you're new in here, we have our second and our fourth, 2, 4, 6, 8 numbers, words, whatever.
But the fourth of 4 initial rounds.
Right. The last match in the first round.
Yeah.
A food fight is going to be on Tuesday. And if you're unfamiliar with what food fight is, it's a bracket style tournament.
And here's a clip too that talks about it.
Okay. And Darth, for Baca and I judge it. Robbie does all the tech, which is why we actually are able to do it. And we have chefs every week come in, and then the winners play themselves. You know how a bracket works, right? And then the winners play, and we even have a trophy for the winner. And we're raising money for charities while we do it. So far, we've had 3 rounds, and we've raised about a little over $2,000. So that is pretty good. And the chefs get to pick the charities. So we're not trying to do my charity or Darth's charity. We're doing whatever the charities the chefs do, and they raise that money by people coming in and sabotaging it, making it a little harder for them. So it's fun. You're back! What?
Just the first one completely missed off to the side. Your garlic.
The what?
You put it in there, but it went right
Robbie's
over the
making
side.
fun of my cooking.
I would never.
If anybody wants to, donate $5, Robbie will come over here and cook.
It's a shame how that's deactivated, Dana.
If you do bits or you do a donation, we're just going to make it happen anyway.
No, the alert won't work, and therefore it's not valid.
Nope, it's valid because I'm the streamer, and I say it works. Because Robbie's over there being a pain in the butt. I feel like I'm in a club with this music, don't you?
Would you like me to switch to something else?
I don't care.
I've got some classical for you. You can feel like you're watching your show.
Oof.
Would you rather go to that?
I don't really care. I'm over here going.
She says she doesn't care, but she commented about it, so it makes me feel like she cares.
Oops.
This is sort of the equivalent of it's fine.
No, it's not the equivalent. It's fine. I really, honestly, you know that if I care about something, I'm going to tell you I care.
Do I?
Well, if
Hey,
you don't,
Pops.
then you don't know me very well. You think I enjoy it? Hi,
I think
Pops.
Pops
How
might
are
have
you
been referring
doing?
to me giving you trouble.
Yes, Mother finds those garlic is sticky, but that's good. That means it's got lots of flavor. I need Robbie over here. Maybe he can do this.
Never. But thank you for the bits.
Here, we'll make him do this with the garlic. Come over here. You get to do this.
But who will run the show, Dana?
I will. So what? So all of that needs to get pressed.
Oh, wait, hold on. What?
Yep.
No.
All good. All good.
You know, I just remembered I'm really busy on Tuesday, Dana.
I know.
No, that stays closed.
No.
Yep, this is working great.
Good job. This makes it easier for me, or harder. I'm not really sure yet. You know what I didn't check? I forgot to check to see if I actually have rice to make risotto. Oh, good, I do.
This is fun.
Yeah?
Yep, you should do more cooking streams.
I think you should do more cooking streams. Robbie's a
And
little taller than me.
That's actually kind of hilarious that she says that, because I have no idea when that would happen.
Well, end of July. You could be on a cooking competition. Could you,
No, I know exactly what you're referring to, and that's not happening.
I think it would be fun.
You're funny, though.
Here we go. I know. Don't you think Robbie should be on a cooking competition?
Andy also wants to have me drink ranch soda again.
It's only one round. Oh, the other thing we're making tonight, other than the very easy first crostini, and then
Simple.
and then the crab dip, and then the lobster with the risotto,
Uh-oh.
is
It's fine.
everything
You
is
saw
fine?
nothing.
Okay. We're going to be doing a root beer float martini and just a regular root beer float, and we're going to compare those.
Okay.
All right.
Done.
Sort of, yeah. He's made a mess over here. What all did you put in here?
I said oops.
Like,
Tried to warn you.
what is he doing? What is he doing? Over here.
Hey, are these lobsters over here ready?
To eat? I mean, if you like your lobster very, 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 very rare. Here, we're going to chop some of this up because I need more than what's in there. But now we got some good, like, garlic juice going.
Yeah, we even hit 100 today.
It was hot, but Robbie walked 6 miles. I only did like 2.5.
Probably the first of many for the summer.
Yep. 9 Yane. Did I say that right? Hello and welcome in. Hi, Grandma Jules. How are you doing? We're just cutting up doing our mise en place. I have found if I don't do my mise en place, I will almost certainly forget something. So I gotta do it.
Dana tries to hide from the camera.
And exits. Welcome in. It's hard for me to see, so sometimes I may get your name wrong, and I apologize. Just let me know, and I will do my best. All right, so that was the garlic. I need to slice a lemon that we won't need till later, but we'll go ahead and get it sliced up now. I'm gonna wash it though, because that is going in a dish. We're not just juicing it. Yes, a root beer float martini. So while we're making the risotto, we'll get that going. So, One Moto, thank you for the follow. All right. We'll get those in there. So those are ready to char a little bit later. And I need to chop an onion and I need some shallots. So we'll get some bowls out for that. I'm going to do about half of this onion. But we need to probably get the lemon juice off of here first. There we go. Ow! Don't hit yourself with the knife, the corner of the knife.
So is that today's tip?
That's today's pro tip. Today's pro tip. Hi. I'm doing pretty good. How's everybody else doing?
All right, Andy, we'll see you on Tuesday.
All right, Andy.
Hey, Pikes and Lady.
Hi, how are you doing, Pikes and Lady? We're always glad if people can stop by, even if it's just for a couple of minutes. All right, this needs to be finely chopped. Oh my gosh, my finger, that garlic.
Get it together, Dana.
Why? Take a moment. Just relax. I'm not on the beach anymore, and I have my beach shirt on. I think that's the problem. I probably need to take this in to get sharpened. It's not going through quite as easy.
We're trying to stay cool. It hit 100 today, so the root beer float sounds like a great timing on that plan, Dana.
I know. Ice cream. I mean, the martini won't have ice cream in it, but it will have, but we'll also make a root beer float. All right, so that's our onion. And then we're gonna do a couple of shallots. All of that, I think, is going in the risotto.
We are streaming from Texas.
That's right, we are. Not everybody knows where I'm from, so those of you who are new, my name is Dana. I am here with Robbie. Some people may refer to him as Ricky, Randy, Roy, Drink More, Cook Less, Scrat. What am I missing?
I think that's all.
That's it.
For now.
I do the menuing and I do a little bit of tech stuff, but Robbie does the majority of the tech stuff, like the majority, like 98%. But sometimes he washes dishes. He's also the dog wrangler, bartender, a logistical elevation technician. And we actually looked at a house where I wouldn't be able to reach the pans. You would have had to get the pans for me.
Well, there's a similar situation in this kitchen above the...
But I don't use that stuff often. I use pans every day.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
That stuff doesn't get used
But
every
it did
day.
have a pool, Dana.
It did have a pool. It had an outdoor kitchen. So we could be doing streams outside. The only problem was that one of the things about the house that I am in currently, I like most of the things about this house, except that it backs up to a main-ish road. And so did that one. And I was like, oh, man. Robbie could have had a really awesome office/gaming room. But I would have had one more burner.
You would have gotten up to 5.
I would have had 5 burners. And they already had like a little TV in the corner where the stove was. So like if I turned around and did chat and had to cook, I would be able to see chat. So I said, this house is almost perfect. Now find this house for me without that road back there.
And I can set up another monitor for you back there.
I mean, how often am I washing dishes?
I'm just saying. I can make it
The
happen.
rest of my house is bespoke. I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. You know, when I've moved into this house, I saw, and that was, you know, it's 13 years ago. I saw all the potential, but I wasn't able to really do anything in the house for about 8 years. And then I was able to start doing things like my kitchen, my laundry room, outside. But now I'm probably looking at a new roof. So that's not real exciting. It's just a roof. It's a necessary thing. But you can't get real excited about it, can you?
Right, you can't
I mean,
store more pots and pans on the roof
No.
just because it's new.
but it's necessary. But I guess I'm grateful that I have a roof. Right? So there we go. South Florida is outside of the heat dome, thankfully. Oh, well, that's good. 104.
Yeah, because even Hippie was saying how hot it is up there.
Life is good because you're knitting and watching me. Aw. I'm glad I can fall into the good category. All right, shallots. And I think that's all my mise en place. I am going to have to chop up some asparagus at some point. But I don't need to do this now. You know what that means, Robbie? Don't wash this yet.
Oh,
Okay, so let's prep our lobsters.
I was being way too optimistic and thinking it was ice cream time.
No. You think you're supposed to have it? All right, I have never done this before. So if you are a lobster person and know how to do this, and I'm doing something wrong, please let me know. Because the way I think you're supposed to do this is you cut across the top. Don't those look good? I probably should show you. These were from Costco, believe it or not. So they were a lot cheaper than they were at the grocery store. So I think you're supposed to cut through the top. This was something that my dad used to eat. This is the one seafood my dad used to eat. Fins in the tail and push the meat out through the top part. Ah. So this is sticking. Let's see here. I think it said to like crack this.
Did you watch TikTok? So just do whatever the opposite of what that video told you.
I did not.
Cut the softer
Mostly-
bottom side.
Huh? You'd cut the softer bottom side. Okay, because I thought you were supposed to serve it like cook it in the shell from the top. No? All right, let's try the other way. These don't really matter because I'm just going to pull the meat out because it's going to go into our heat. But I do need a couple that look nice. So if I
Because
do
we have to have pictures before we're allowed to eat.
Yeah, and it's got all the little fins and stuff on it, which is kind of weird. All right. And like you're supposed to like crack that part. Kishkozota, stopping at the base of the tail, snipping through the top portion of the meat as you go. Flip the tail over to the back. See-through side, crack the ribs in the center. This will help open the shell. Let's see if that works. See, how do you...
Top says go across the top and cook in shell, but I think that's very 70s.
Well, I don't care as long as they're cooked at this point, right? But I need to pull the meat out of these.
Dana, did you know that the 70s were 50 years ago?
No, that's wrong. They were 30 years ago. Because if they were 50 years ago, that would mean I'm older than 50.
And that can't
Let's get
be.
this stuff out of the way because we don't need any lobster juice. Somebody go look it up online and walk me through this. In my face. Lovely. Let's get the meat out of here. I mean, we could just make a crab dip. But you know how when they present it and this is all sticking up out of the top of the shell? Like, it seems like you should be able to somehow do that. I'm making a mess. Yeah, that's my strategy. Actually, I don't care. I'd rather look like a really good 56-year-old than a really awful looking like 30-year-old. All right, so is that good? Like, is any of this supposed to be off of there, or that's okay?
Unless you do want to cook it in the shell.
Well, I thought I'd cook a couple of them in the shell because I probably only need... I need to see how much these weigh. Let me get my handy dandy scale out and then pull one of my recipes I'm kind of riffing from out too.
Dana was even killing some zombies with Canara on Friday.
And I was dying from zombies as well.
You
There
did
was
manage
that.
to die twice on Friday. That's true. It did
Because-
it did not take Dana 7 days to die.
I somehow, in one place, I was trying to kill one zombie and about 4 of them came up behind me, and Robbie's just over here, do.
And one of us didn't die.
I count on you, Robbie.
They also have an intestinal tract in the back like shrimp.
So these are about 4 ounces. So I probably need just 2 of these for the dip. Okay, so the intestinal tract is on this side then, right? On the hard side?
Yes.
So I don't...
Otherwise known as not good eats.
Right. And I don't see anything. This one I would need to cut through. I feel like, yeah, that's fine. That one's fine. All right. So do I go through, this says cut through the top shell, flip over, crack the ribs in the center, open the shell carefully, lift the meat from the shell, keeping it attached to the base, press the shell together. I'm going to have you try one. I'm over here doing this. You're also going to do this. So we're supposed to be going through the meat at the top, just a little bit.
You know what? Darth needs to be around more so you can pick on him instead of me.
I pick on him as much as I can. All right, this I'm going to put over here because that I got to chop up. Whew. Luckily, our lump crab meat does not need us to do anything. I'm not actually cleaning out a crab. All right, so it says this, and it says to crack this, but I don't know how you're supposed to crack it. Like I'm not really, like it bends. And so I'm supposed to use my fingers to gently loosen the meat off, okay? That's sort of happening here. See, we're learning together, maybe failing together. It's fine.
As long as it tastes good. It's a nice bonus if it looks good. But...
All right, and then you're supposed to, and I think this is that 70s kind of part, like do this and then press the shell together and cook it like that, Robbie.
Ooh. Look how much better you got on your 3rd attempt.
Does that look good? And I don't see anything there. I'm not worried about that. So do we keep the tail on? Do we cut the tail off? I don't know. Should cut the top open. Yes. That's what I was trying to do. So that looks okay. So I'm going to stick that
Is that more like what you
in
were
the...
expecting?
Yeah, I'm going to stick that in a pan over there. Because we're not going to cook these right now, but I can prep them right now. Because I'm sure in restaurants they don't sit there right when you order them and do this. I'm sure they've got a bunch ready. Or not. Maybe they're just really fast.
Well, I could see if it's a place that knows that they're going to sell out most of the time. They might prep what they have.
Yeah.
Like the amazing lobster food truck we went to in Maine.
Well, they didn't have lobster tails there though. That was a lobster roll.
Most I've ever spent at a food truck, but boy was it delicious.
I mean, you had lobster that was poached in butter. What else could be better?
I think I got like a side of lobster mac and cheese.
We got a bunch of sides, so we got clam chowder, I know.
Clam chowder was real good too.
All right.
But it's one of those moments where it's like, okay, I get it
I
now.
think I broke the shell here. We're gonna make it work.
We got some duct tape.
So I don't need to do anything with all this stuff, huh?
What's the
Again.
what's the heat tolerance on duct tape, Dana?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Probably
I
not
don't
oven
know.
worthy.
This is one of those things that would have been great to do with somebody who knew what they were doing. Here, Robbie, I've got one left for you. Over here.
Hey, Wolf Mom.
You got to try. Hello, Wolf Mom. How are you doing? We got some great streamers in here. Go give them a follow. We've got Bravewood, and we have Wolf Mom and Golden Flare. I don't know if Golden Flare's still in here. Pops. Well, it's been a while for Pops. Can't wait to see Pop.
Fan.
This one doesn't look great. Like he looks, like I don't like the color. I think we're gonna not use him. Well, do you like that color?
No.
Yeah, me either.
Does it
So,
smell like
still kicking.
high tide or low tide or whatever we heard the other day?
No.
But
It
that's
smells
for
okay.
oysters?
You know what? In general, if fish smells like fish, too fishy, it's fishy.
It's fishy if fish smells fishy.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if it it's one of the few things, if it smells like it's supposed to smell, like fish, then
It's
it
more
might
of
not
like
be good.
like a hint of it,
Yeah,
normally.
but if it's a
But if
little
it smells
more,
like the fish sauce that I spilled in the garage,
oh my gosh, that was
don't use it.
awful. That was awful. See, this looks. Do you see how this is real white? Mm-hmm. And this one is like not.
Yeah.
This doesn't look appetizing. But we're going to try and do this, and then when I don't do it right, I'll watch a YouTube video on it. It's coming right out of the shell here. I have made a mess out of these. It's okay, they're going to taste good because we're going to baste them in a ton of butter. So those are just going to wait until we're ready, because I think they don't take that long. We're going to do them in the oven. I think they only take 10 or 12 minutes, but we should probably put them in the fridge until we're ready for them.
And by fridge, do you mean the other fridge?
Probably, and I'm going to get them out of the pan and put them in one of these. Because if my cast iron pan gets cold, then it's going to take forever to heat up when it's in the oven. Okay, here we go. All right.
Ah,
Wah, says Robbie.
they went all sliding around on me.
Wah. All right. So let's go ahead and make our warm crab stuff. There you are.
You have a Stream Deck, Dana.
I do.
You are more than capable. There we go.
I am.
See, this is the problem. She asked me to do something, and then all of a sudden, nobody's running the show.
And now, So I don't want any of that color in my... I could be wrong. This all could be just wonderful stuff. But the texture, I don't know. I haven't cooked with lobster a lot. I've eaten lobster like in mac and cheese and stuff. And I've had lobster tails. I've even had whole lobsters in Maine. And I've had, you know, lobster rolls. But I haven't really, like, we didn't even cook the lobster when we made our own lobster rolls. They cooked it
Up in Maine?
Up in Maine. They actually cooked it at the
Hey, Aspie.
fish place. Hello, Aspie. How are you? So I'm just going to get the parts off that texture-wise, color-wise aren't going to look good. And I probably should do this with somebody who knows what the heck they're doing instead of me when it comes to lobster.
Yep, we went ahead and tossed that one, Wolf Mom, just to be safe.
It didn't look good. I'm going to get a different knife. This knife is a little challenging with these little parts that I want to get off here. I want my lobster dip stuff to be, my lobster crab stuff to be pretty too. Now, when the restaurant that I was at, when they had it, they put it in a jar, like not a mason jar, but like a big wide, almost a wide mouth mason jar is how it was served. We won't be doing that today. Ours will be like a little stainless steel dish. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I needed to see, can you turn the bottom oven onto 350? And then we'll get all of this stuff off the back. And that should be enough. Just these two tails should be enough lobster to put with all of our crab. And I love it. I love it when Costco has the crab.
Hi, Teddy.
It's so good. Hi, Pook's Peak. And Aspie, how are you doing this week? I know that I'm going to tell everybody. Aspie is doing, it's a chef, I can't remember what it's called, but you're in a contest for chefs, and people can go online and vote for you, right? To move on to the next thing, and I think it's all for charity too. I think it goes to like the James Beard Foundation or something, which is awesome. All right, so if you're lobster people and you're watching me just really mess this lobster up, I apologize. Because like I said, I don't know really what I'm doing. And you know what? Despite that, it's still going to be delicious. That is my prediction. Still second place. 4 more days to go.
So I think the top 5 move on again.
Is that what it is? Is that the top 5? All right, we're going to chop this up. I'm going to put it in here for now because I know I've got some other stuff I've got to do with the cream cheese and sour cream and all the things. All the things, Robbie. And we're just going to, I know, I'm making a mess over here. The chefs would be like, you are not treating that lobster with care. How dare you do that? All right. I think that's chopped up pretty good. So we're going to stick that in there for now. And then I'm going to move this. Top 5. Now, one of the things I'm going to be making tonight called for lobster stock. I'm actually going to use seafood stock because they didn't have lobster stock at the store. And I could have definitely taken one of those tails and made some stock out of it. but I didn't. It's so nice to have somebody doing your camera work for you. I'm gonna stick this in here for now until I need it. And we're gonna get the other stuff. Let's clean that up. All right, I'm trying to decide, what do I need to do first?
You can freeze the tails and make stock later.
I mean, that would be awesome. Maybe I will do that. I don't have a lot of room in my freezer right now because my youngest kiddo has come back and we said, you're in charge of your own food. And it takes up a lot of room in the freezer. You always save your lobster shells. That's so smart. Your boss enjoyed the leftovers. I'm glad somebody could eat your leftovers. Little Maltipoos are growly beast. Yes, ours is very, very, very vocal, Poots Peak.
It's like, how are you this loud? How? How is Rocky that loud?
How does that noise come out of that little body? We don't know. Nice, Aspie. That sounds delicious. And Kenneth's in here too. Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and slice up my breads to do the crostinis. And then we'll make our two things. Did that make sense, Robbie?
No.
Okay, cool. It's all good. So our first dish that we're gonna do, now that we've got most of our mise en place done here, and get the trash out of the way, because doesn't look good, is gonna be rye bread. We're gonna do some whipped goat cheese on it, along with some figs. Oh, I didn't do the figs. I'll have to do those too. And
She almost forgot something.
well, I wouldn't have. I bought figs. Okay, figs, and then a little hot honey, some pistachios. So I kind of want these on the bias. I do love my one grocery store in that they do these like mini loaves, so you don't have to get a giant loaf of bread. Because, you know, that bakery bread doesn't last really long. What? Figures. Yes, we're looking forward to Tuesdays as well. And where was Michael when I was making up this menu? All right. These are really big, so we're going to cut these in half. That's probably going to be enough for us tonight. And that one's fine. And I did just toss that. I don't want it in the plastic. We'll figure out where that's going to go. All right. I'm going to heat those up. I don't want them to get like really crispy. I want them to be a little warm. So we'll stick those in the oven in a minute. But I want to whip the goat cheese first.
It's rye bread.
It is pumpernickel, yes.
Ah.
Woo!
She's making all the noise over there.
I am. It is pumpernickel. And then the other one I have over here is sourdough that we're going to do for our other dip. So with goat, yeah. So, and I grew up eating, we called this rye, but it's pumpernickel. My grandfather was from Germany. So we had either like real rye bread, or we had pumpernickel, or we had marbled rye that was with pumpernickel and rye bread. And I love it. And I know not everybody loves it that I've come across. My kids didn't like it, and I was like, oh, dang. Because I wasn't going to buy loaves of rye bread just for me. All right,
really
where's all my
wouldn't
goat
now.
cheese? All right, I've got a couple different kinds of goat cheese in here. We're going to do it all. So I think this is just regular goat cheese. I put my trash bowl so far away from me now I can't put anything in it. Okay. So we'll just move that off to the side there. And then I actually also have, I really do just love compost bags. Let's see here. I don't know if this is going to be, I'm going to go over here. All right, guess what? That was honey fig goat cheese, but it's not really good anymore. We're going to put...
It looked like the lobster that got thrown away.
Well, those were the figs in it, so it wasn't
Oh.
moldy or anything. It just was, the consistency was really, really dry. So we're going to put a little bit of cream cheese in here because I'm going to whip this. And then I'm going to put a little cream in there too. Ooh. Look at how good I am at this.
I like it, Aspie.
What? Oh, $2. What a deal. I happily paid. Once upon a time, there was this lobster. You got to read the writing. All right. I'm going to put a little half and half in here, too. Just so it'll whip up and be, like, nice and light. Uh-oh, it sounds like Charlene's here.
Hey, Charlene.
Hi, Charlene. All right, I'm gonna leave that out in case I need more. And we're gonna see if this works. Would you mind plugging this in?
Sure, could you answer that question for me?
What's the question? So, like chèvre mixed with cream cheese? Could, yeah, kind of.
You all heard her, told me to plug it in.
Plug it in. It was on. What can I say? It's off now. Plug it in. It was fine. Everything is fine. All right, we're going to see if this works. If I don't... Normally, I'm doing a lot more of this at one time, and I'll do it in the food processor, but my food processor's so big, it doesn't do small amounts of things really good. So I'm trying to get that.
Startled me, Charlene. I'm like, wait, why did that turn on? Because she's holding it. That's not good. It's the Darth stream all over again that's in the intro.
Yeah, that happened in the stream with Darth, too. Same mixer, too, Robbie. Let's put a tiny bit more of this in there. I want a lighter consistency. I'm going to start a little slow so I don't get cream everywhere. A little piece of goat cheese in there. There we go. All right. All right. I am going to need this again, so we won't unplug it yet. I think I need it again. Yes, I do. Things are going everywhere. Good times. All right. So, I'm trying to think here. Always dangerous. It's always dangerous, Robbie, when I try to think. But this will give Robbie something to eat while we make more things. Today I'm not going to try and have everything all out at once. So I still need to, because here's what I didn't do. I didn't do the figs. And I didn't do the pistachios. So we still got to get those ready for this. This is one of those things that doesn't really require a whole lot of craziness. It just has components. It's assembly. All right, bread's going to go in the oven, and that's all I did. I'm just putting it on here. We're going to warm it up. Hopefully I don't burn it. That's for something else. That's for something else. And let's crush up some pistachios. Robbie's messing with stuff, so. The day after food fight, you took some of the leftover sun-dried tomatoes, you froze, and then you tossed it in compound butter. That was gravy. Yeah, a drop of milk, got that. All right. Sometimes Robbie's trying to make your experience better, but he doesn't leave me chat ups. Hard to see. I'm just gonna mess stuff up here. It's fine. Everything is fine, Robbie. Do you guys like pistachios? Do you like pistachios, Robbie?
Yes.
I do too. I think they're good. Oops. I especially like pistachio gelato. Were you excited when we went to that restaurant and they had gelato that they had flown over from Italy for dessert?
And it was really, really good.
That was just, the texture on that was so amazing. Okay, I think that's pretty good. We'll get that hopefully into this bowl. I think I got most of it. All right. Then we have some figs that we're gonna slice up here. I think I want to slice them, maybe I want to slice them this way. Because I also love figs. Do you guys like figs? Because I do. That fig's not as pretty. Also not as flavorful.
Haven't tried a fig yet, huh?
Bacon wrapped figs stuffed with manchego. Oh, yes, please. I also love to do figs with goat cheese is one of my favorite things. But there's a place here and they do the bacon wrapped dates that have, it's not manchego. What cheese do they have? Oh, they have like goat cheese. I think it's goat cheese. Goat cheese, and you stuff it in the middle of the date and then you wrap it with bacon.
Those were so good when Dana made them for the streamers a year and a
Chef
half
Steve.
ago.
Chef Steve was like, "Can I take these leftovers home?" I was like, "Sure." There weren't. I made a ton of them. All right. I think I have all my components for this. Actually, I need to get the hot honey out. I have some Thai hot honey. So again, super simple. There's not a whole lot of cooking here other than heating up the bread a little bit. So just wanted warm bread on here. And we're going to, Robbie's trying to follow me, I know. I'm just gonna use this. So when I was at the restaurant, basically it was, they put some of this on there, some of that whipped goat cheese, and then they put a little fig on there. Although I think the pistachios probably need to go. We could do that. And then we took a little hot honey at the end. So we'll do this part first. And if you like crunchy, you could definitely make this on a crostini and let it be crunchy. Robbie is not a big crunchy person, but the next thing we're going to be doing actual crostinis with it, so. So this one's probably going to need, well, one fig's probably okay. That's for the people who don't want too much fig flavor with their bites. And if you wanted to, you could flavor your cream cheese. I think you could, or your goat cheese. If you wanted to put some figs, little pieces of figs or little pieces of pistachios in there, you could definitely do that. Even maybe a little lemon would be good. What else? What else do you think would be good in there? Fig flavored mint, but right now it's just aha. Aspie always with the, I'm going to call them dad jokes. Even though, you know, you're not a dad. So punny. Now he's rolling his eyes at me. Why is he rolling his eyes at me? Do you see how this really isn't that complicated, Robbie?
She says an hour and 12 minutes into the show.
I did all the mise en place for the other stuff.
Mm-hmm. A likely story.
I feel like I'm in the club. Now, I do have arugula. I could put that on the top of here. When we got served, it had the arugula on it. It was okay. I don't think it was, actually, it said it was arugula, but it wasn't arugula. So it didn't have that kind of bitterness that comes with the arugula. So, hello! You need to grab goat cheese soon? I mean, I love goat cheese. Robbie loves goat cheese, but he only figured that out.
It's just 2 days away now.
I know. Are you excited? Yannicki's one of our competitors for next week, so we're super excited. Okay. One last one I'm going to put together here, and then we're going to move on to our crab salad, because that's got our crab and lobster salad. That's got to go in the oven as well. And I need to make, I'm going to make a leek sauce and some risotto. Oh, I put that on first. Oops. See, not paying attention, Robbie. It's fine. Everything is fine. There we go. And then, Robbie, now you know what I got to do?
Eat it?
Not yet.
Oh.
We got to take a picture. Are you ready?
You're a mix of excited and nervous? Yeah, that sounds about right.
That is what everybody tells us. So we got to do a little hot honey here. And I don't want to do a lot on these just because the fig is already pretty sweet. Ooh. But a little more than none would be good.
What is hot honey?
Spicy honey. So it's spicy. So let's see, what do they put in here? This one's really spicy. Thai ginger chili. But I've made it with just red pepper. I've made my own hot honey with red pepper flakes. I've made it with cayenne. I've made it with, I don't really like to use jalapeno, but if you want a fruitier flavor, you could use jalapeno. I try to use something that's got more heat to it and less of the flavor of the chili. All right, Robbie, you can come take a picture and then come try this. And then we're going to make our crab and lobster dip, which again, I think assembly-wise isn't going to take that long. All right. Oh, I spoke too soon.
Well, I never know what she's expecting
Uncha, uncha. I call this
picture-wise,
the
so more is
uncha
usually better now that
music.
everything's digital.
Uncha, 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 uncha. Yes,
All right.
hot and sweet, the
Eat.
best.
Food.
All right, pick one up. If you want more hot honey, what do you think? Isn't that a nice little, like you've got the rye. It's at like I don't know what you want to say, but I like the pumpernickel because it kind of has that heavier to set the other flavors. Did that make sense? It did make sense. It does in my head. So,
Yeah, I could definitely finish all those. I don't
I
need
got
all
cooked.
of them.
Well,
I
I
don't need all
got
of
cooked.
them. All right. Chat, take one real quick if you want one.
Robbie's about to eat some. All right,
Yum, yum, yum.
one down. We'll definitely be using the rest of this. But I can only eat so much because I've got other things to do. Oh, here we go. We'll put these in here so that I can make more of these later. So I'm guessing that the way the pumpernickel is made makes it have less gluten than a regular bread. I don't know that for sure. I just know that on the menu it was an almost gluten-free dish. All right. How did I get, oh, because that, no?
Because you cut the cream cheese container with it.
That's it. That's it. That's what happened. All right, I need to open this without tearing it, hopefully. But maybe not. I may not be talented enough to do that. All right. All right, let me wash that knife off. I'm telling you, when you're only really streaming cooking one time a week, you're sometimes like, what's going on? What's happening? All right. So we are going to make some nice...
I mean, if you feel like you need to be cooking on screen more, we could make it more like Alex versus America, and you have to cook against the participants.
No, I'm good. I'm not cutting this as evenly as I would like. But it'll be fine. Everything's fine, Robbie. Robbie's eating. That's why he's quiet over there. I love sourdough bread. Sourdough bread. Yum. Well, that was a really big one there. All right. Those are going to go back on my baking sheet. I may. All right. So that is done.
I left one for chat.
Nice. He was hungry. All right, let's do for our crab dip. We're going to need 8 ounces of cream cheese. So we'll get that in there. And some sour cream and a little mayonnaise. And we're going to get that all incorporated first. Always fun when you're working with all the sticky fun stuff that make all the gooey stuff that makes everything taste great. You know what I'm saying? Whew. Here we go. Let's get it all. And then, what do I need? I need a 1/4 cup sour cream. I don't think this is open yet. So once we start making like the risotto and stuff, we'll have Robbie make us a cocktail. All right. You think that's good measuring right there? Because it's probably not. It's close enough. Robbie's over here doing my dishes. All right. And what'd I say, mayonnaise?
Because you fed me.
I feed him all is good in the world. We need a couple tablespoons of mayonnaise. That's about 1. That's about 2. I'd really like this to be more, I think that this recipe that I'm kind of stealing from probably has more filler than what we had. I think what we had a whole lot more crab and less of the filling stuff in there. So again, I'm making this up because I'm trying to recreate what I had. And we'll see if it works. This one needs to go there. All right. I think this is still in. You could definitely do this in a food processor. But again, I'm working with such small amounts here. All right, now we're gonna add some Old Bay seasoning and some lemon juice in here. Where is my Old Bay seasoning? I had to buy some, I was out. I couldn't believe I was out. I almost always have Old Bay seasoning in the house. And it doesn't want to open. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. Velociraptor's back inside. So we want about a teaspoon of this in here. If anybody knows me, I eyeball things a lot. And then we need a little lemon juice. And I think, is this lemon or is this lime? Oh, that's lime juice. All right. We'll need to get a lemon out here. And put some lemon in there. Thank you, Selena Phoenix, for the follow. Welcome in. I'm always curious about where people come from. So if you are new in here, what brought you in and where are you from? Okay, so now we're going to add some chives in here. Look at this, Robbie, I'm adding chives.
You remembered.
I did. We want quite a few in there. I'll leave a few for garnishes. And then we need, what else did I read? I need cheddar cheese. So recommended channels from Louisiana, but you're in Texas now. I'm in Texas too. You're watching from Sweden. I love that. Oh, you sent me a whisper for a lobster-inspired cocktail. Awesome. We've got a cocktail for today. It's a root beer martini, but maybe some other time. All right. Let's see here. So we're going to do about 3/4 of a cup of the cheddar cheese. So that's good. That's not too much. Not too much cheese. And then I have a lot of cheddar cheese in, Robbie, because I got 2 of these. You've probably seen me more recently buying shredded cheddar cheese. I don't buy it a lot because it usually has something on there for anti-caking, but my grocery store actually does it themselves. So it's like done every couple of days. So it does not have all that anti-caking stuff in it. Why do you care about that? Because if you're going to do something like this dip and you want it to melt, it doesn't melt as nice. You know, and if you're trying to make like a cheese sauce, it'll...
or even like a really fancy mac and cheese, it makes a difference.
That's a cheese sauce.
Well, there you go.
On the mac and cheese. All right, so we've got about, I don't know, I've got about maybe 6 ounces of that. That's our lobster that we chopped up, that Dana asked me, you should have seen me trying to chop up trying to do a lobster. It wasn't pretty. Now we've got our lump crab that probably has multiple layers to get inside. See, and did you hear Rocky in the background? Rocky's here. I don't want to use all of this because this is 16 ounces. So that means, Robbie, we've got to eat something with crab tomorrow. Are you okay with that? Because we can't let it sit around too much. So here's our crab. We'll crumble some of that in. I'm not really measuring. I just want this to have lots of crab and lobster in it. So I'm going to put probably around 4 ounces of this in there. Maybe a little more. Probably more like 6. So we got about 12 ounces of crab and lobster in here. And we want to mix that up. Make sure it's evenly mixed up. And then I'm going to go get some hot sauce. We're going to put, hello, Fallen Age. How are you doing? All right, what flavors do I have? I do have something just called Frostbite. And all that is heat. It doesn't have a flavor to it. That smells more like, I want a different one. Well, this one hasn't even, oh wait, we have Cholula over here, don't we? Is it? Let's use that. The other one smelled a little too much. Huh?
It was hiding from you.
Yeah, I like to smell that one better. I like to have, how much does it want? That's probably enough. No.
Darth would say all of it.
All of it. No, for the spice. Aspie's like, that's plenty of spice. I had enough spice last Tuesday.
And that was just like the tiniest pinch of ghost pepper.
I know. So that's Rocky. He's saying hello. He's saying hello. So food fight, and again, if you're new in here, Tuesday will be this Tuesday. We're on the final we're on the final match of the first round. And then the following Tuesday, we'll start our semifinal round with our first match. And so last week, so what happens is each of the chefs have to pick an ingredient, and they each have to use it, And they do get to know that about 7 days in advance. And then when they get in, we've spin a wheel, and they have to convince me that they've used the wheel. So last week it was spicy. So it could be something like spicy, layered, rolled, or it could be something like we had school lunches, or it could be romantic dinner. And so whatever you make, you got to convince me that it belongs, me and Darth and Chat, because Chat has been integral in some of the matches in deciding who wins. Because Chat does get a vote. All right, so what I'm doing here, after I take these out of here, did you give him more food? Oh, no. All right, Robbie, these aren't coming out. There we go. I may need that again, so we'll just leave that there. Where was I? What was I saying? Chat, what was I saying?
Chat gets a vote.
Chat gets a vote. And Chat has actually decided the winner on more than one occasion.
And one of the chat votes came down to one vote.
One vote. So even your vote counts, not just Chat's, but your. So we're going to put these in these nice little stainless steel dishes to put them in the oven.
And yeah, the next one is right there.
That's right. Great people. And we like it because of the format with only two competitors. We really get to know our fellow streamers, and they're not always food and drink streamers. We have had gaming streamers or people who stream food and drink and also stream games. So if you're interested and you're a streamer, and Aspie was in there, and Aspie may start streaming now, but we all knew Aspie, and we were like, yeah, you should do this. You should do this. All right, this may have all fit in one, but this way. I'm going to put one of these in the oven, Robbie. The other one we'll put plastic wrap on and maybe make tomorrow as part of dinner. Unless you just love it so much, you've got to have it. We got to do that. But we've also still got lobster tails and stuff.
2 hours earlier than right now is when we'll begin.
We'll start at 4:30 Central. But normally we start at 5:30 Central, but this particular match, because Yannicki's on the on the east of the East Coast.
Yeah, that Tuesday stream will probably be just about wrapping up at this time on Tuesday.
Yeah. So you got to look and just see. Normally it would be at 5:30. That gives most people time to get home from things. But we sometimes have to switch it around because of our competitors' work schedules. So
yeah, I'll be really rushing to make sure everything's up and running after work on Tuesday this time.
Yeah.
It should still be fine.
All right, that's going in a 350 oven for 20 minutes. I'm going to set a timer for actually 15 because I put it into 2 containers instead of 1, or 2 baking dishes instead of 1. All right, what do I got to do next, Robbie? I need to do, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our little marinade for our lobster tails. Which is going to be parsley. I need to, wait, here. I forget I have these silver bowls down a notch. So we're going to do parsley. We're going to do some garlic. What else are we putting in there? Dijon salt, pepper, olive oil, lemon juice. All right, good. I've got more lemon juice here. Along with a bunch of seeds that I'm now going to have to evacuate from this bowl because I didn't see there were so many. Is Rocky getting a timeout? Rocky's getting a timeout. So one of Robbie's jobs is dog wrangler, and he is fulfilling that duty right now. Rocky sometimes just decides he needs to have attention right now. Right now. And he will just sit there and bark in your face. So annoying. Robbie the tech guy. Yep. Yep. You don't know about Central Time? All right. There we go. Oh, what was that? He is not behaving, chat. All right. We need about a teaspoon of Dijon. Ugh. But we don't need that. So a little bit of Dijon in there. What else? What else do I need? Some olive oil, salt, pepper. Sounds good. So this will go with the butter. So we'll like put this on the top of the tails along with dotting it with butter. How much of this? I'm just rolling right along. It's really tough. All of these things are new for me that I'm making tonight. If I'm making something I've made a million times, it's easier, Robbie.
Well, where's the fun in that?
True. All right. I'm also going to make a leek sauce, and I'm going to start some asparagus, doing some asparagus here too. So here we go. I'm going to start roasting some asparagus. We're going to put a little olive oil in there. And even though this says extra virgin olive oil on this bottle, it is not. It's actually just regular olive oil, which I think handles a little bit better when you're heating it up. And I use the extra virgin olive oil more for finishing or for marinades, that kind of stuff. So we've got all this lovely asparagus that's going to go in our risotto. Look at how tiny that asparagus is. I happen to like tiny asparagus. I know some people don't. And then I'm going to make a leek sauce as well for our crab dip. So we're just going to put a couple of ounces of, this is seafood broth in here. I really want it to be leek heavy, but I want it to go well with the seafood. So what am I doing? Let me look at this real quick. I've got many things on many stock, greens, butter, stir in leeks, cook. And then ice cubes. We're going to be using ice cubes too. All right. I need leeks. Man, my brain's all over the place. This is what happens when you take a weekend off from doing things. I actually think this is going to be the right amount of leeks in here, so I don't really need the measuring cup. So we're going to get this to boil. Then we're going to put these in here for a couple of minutes. And then what am I doing, Robbie? He doesn't know. It's
How
okay.
would I know?
I don't either.
You don't know.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all good. Dana doesn't know. How am I supposed to know? And then once I get this cooked, I'm actually going to take some broth and heat it up in here for our risotto, for when we make the risotto. Come on, heat up. Boil.
Stop watching it.
Ain't that all dogs? I don't know. My other dogs were much better. They were behaved. Otis was a sweetheart. He wasn't when he was a puppy. When he was a puppy, he was kind of a pain.
So maybe Rocky's just still a puppy and will always be a puppy.
Maybe that's what we'll just do. He's always a puppy. All right. I'm trying to think if I'm going to need this for anything else. Ah, there we go. All right.
See, we stopped watching it. I turned off the camera. Like magic. You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to start roasting some asparagus here too. I just got to see how much I need because I didn't look.
Hey, Elser.
How much is this? Is this 1 pound? No. It's a little less. Elser's in the house. Hello. Puppy cat. You know what? He just got put away. He just got put away, Elser, because he wasn't behaving. So maybe we'll get to him in a little while. But for now, he's in timeout.
But if for some reason you miss him, I'll refund you the points.
Robbie doesn't want to take your money. So we're going to do this in batches because I want the asparagus hopefully to get a little char on it from the bottom. Because here's what we're going to do. We're going to do that. This is cooking. This leek sauce is going to be really, really simple. It's really leeks and the seafood. That seafood, what am I trying to say, Robbie? It's going to have some butter in it. Seafood stock.
A little bit of butter.
And a little bit of butter. That we're going to need to cube here. So I just want that to cook for a couple more minutes. And get that butter. Yes, butter. Hello, Reps Rocket. We're hoping. I'm gonna have to see what I think of this leek sauce. We may or may not use it. All right, we're gonna take that out and set that over here, out of the way. This asparagus is gonna be going into our risotto eventually.
And for anyone that just got in here, this is the one remaining
We can make more. I
fig
have all
and
the stuff.
goat cheese and hot honey,
Pistachios,
pistachio,
pumpernickel bread.
pumpernickel bread.
Yeah,
Dang.
whipped goat cheese on pumpernickel with figs and pistachios, hot honey.
I may have eaten the
So-
rest.
You may have. That's true. All right. I think that's good. I'm going to put this in a blender, but I'm not going to try and plug the blender in over there. So you get to see my backside here. Because that's fun. All right. And I got to see how much butter I'm supposed to put in this. How much butter? I keep looking at it and I keep forgetting to see. Okay. That's good. So I want cold, I need cold butter. And I've had my other butter on the counter because I want to make a citrus butter, but I might not. We'll see. Robbie's like, why are we making so many pieces to this? And it's because
She left us, guys.
I'm crazy.
She left us.
It's because I'm crazy. All right. So I'm going to just guess at the amount here. And we're going to see if this turns out any good. Might not, but what do I lose? I lose a leek and a little butter, a little seafood stock. That's all I'm going to lose, even though it's really good butter. All right, here we go, Robbie. All right, I turned that. I remembered to turn something off, Robbie. Isn't that exciting? All right, I'm going to mute myself because this is going to get loud, guys. All right, now we're going to add our butter in here. I think my pan is way too hot over there. A frequent problem.
Would it be the smoke that's indicating that?
Yep. All right, here I go again. Okay. Were you playing the music?
I figured while you were muted.
Well, while I was muted, let's play some music. Some lemon zest in the asparagus would be good. It's going into a risotto. And there probably is some lemon, and there is lemon going into that. That's actually really good. All right. It's supposed to have some ice cubes in it then. The theme song, we're going to put a little, I think this is supposed to be like a chilled-ish sauce. All right, that's going back on. And I'm muting again. Okay, I think that is good. All right, stuff may be coming out of the oven. Let's see here. I'm gonna give it a little more time here. Oh, I did it wrong again, Robbie.
The 30-second opening for Dana's Kitchen, we actually had done by a streamer on here, Thistle and Oak.
I know, I can't wait to hopefully see them back cooking at some point. Let's get some of this stuff that seems more charred out of here. That's not good eats. We want good eats. Whoops. All right, so now we're gonna do two things here. I'm gonna let this cool down for a little bit. The burner is still on, but I've turned it way, way down. Because if I put onions and stuff in there right now, it's just gonna burn too fast.
Well, if you really, really want to, there's some fun AI music stuff out there now.
Robbie has been playing with it a lot. All right. Do I have chicken stock? I have one thing of it. I could use seafood, but I think that's going to be too much. We'll use this with some water for our risotto. So one of the things when you're making risotto, and I don't care if the leeks are in there, that's fine. Like Michael's in the bathroom. Michael's in the bathroom. So you had risotto in your back pocket as a category for dinner. I wouldn't do anything that specific for Food Fight because I don't know what everybody has in their kitchen. So I tried to keep it generic enough that everybody can find something to make, right? So how much broth? This pot's not going to be big enough, Robbie. I'm going to need a bigger pot. I was hoping to use the same one for you.
More dishes?
Yeah, this is, how many, this is, $14 and a half, so not quite 2 cups. More dishes, because why not? All right, now, you're trying to see if it's getting too hot.
Just making sure it's fine.
You know what, actually, I should probably, it'll be easier if it's on this bottom burner anyway, to stir. Let me get some more, because with your broth, when you're making risotto, you want your broth or whatever you're stirring into it to be warm already. So as to I wish I had a little more chicken broth to add to this. I don't, so that's what we're going with. But we got lots of other flavors going in there, so don't worry. He eats good all the time. Hasn't he told you that?
Nope.
Okay, so the next thing I want to do in this pot while it's still hot, we're going to put a little olive oil in there. We're going to char these lemons real quick. So we have some charred lemons, and I should probably take the seeds out. Let's do that too. We're going to get the risotto started. I'm going to get the crab stuff out of the thing, and Robbie's going to make us some drinks. And I'm guessing he's going to make 1 martini and 1 root beer float.
Yay, root beer float.
You used to make root beer. How did you make root beer?
Yeah,
Tell us.
Once upon a time, helped make root beer.
But how does that happen? How do we make root beer?
Well, you get some ingredients.
What kinds of ingredients?
Well, considering that the people that I was helping, the adults at the time, can't even remember. I don't know how I'm expected to remember when I could barely
You're
talk.
supposed to remember everything, Robbie.
They claim that one of the ingredients you can't even get anymore, which is what made it so good.
What ingredient is that?
I don't know. They're very
I want to prove them.
mysterious about it.
I want to prove them wrong, Robbie. You know me, right?
Yeah, we not only made it but bottled it and with the caps and everything. Put it down in the basement.
Yeah, I want to prove them wrong.
The things you do in Nebraska on a farm when you have way too much free time.
All right. I think these might need.
Now the cinnamon rolls, Dana, that I remember.
We haven't done that on stream, have we?
That's where having a nice big flat counter like you have now comes in handy.
Or maybe we'll make cinnamon rolls sometime. Maybe you can come up with a menu that's from the farm. I'm going to guess it's going to have corn.
It would probably have corn. If it didn't have corn, I might be in trouble. But you know what else was on the farm, Dana?
Cows?
Which means steaks,
Huh? Steaks. Oh.
eggs.
Did they ever, while you were there, butcher a cow and eat the cow that they butchered?
I was never present for a cow because I think that might have, been off-site somewhere.
Oh, really?
Chickens.
Chickens?
Chickens I witnessed
You never did it yourself?
and saw very much that the expression is true.
Running around like a chicken with its head cut off?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that?
Enjoy is not the right word. Traumatizing.
That's the right word. I was traumatized as a child by the adults in my family.
I mean, I've never had fresher chicken for lunch before.
Can I tell you that when I went to Spain and I was 14, I was the youngest, or 15, I think I was 15. I was the youngest of the group that went. And one of the girls that was on our trip ended up with somebody who had pigs and chickens and stuff. And her first night there, they slaughtered a pig and had her help. And she was like 16. And not from the country.
I mean, wasn't that in Silence of the Lambs with Clarice and her trauma? The lambs were screaming that sounded like people?
Yes, I believe that is correct. A savory cinnamon roll. What else would you put in it? If you're not putting sugar, what are you putting in the savory cinnamon roll? I'm intrigued,
Like bacon?
but unsure.
Could you do bacon?
Ooh, you could definitely do bacon. That would be good. Here.
I tried to get Eat It Dads to make some bacon cookies the other day.
I still love jalapeno bacon chocolate chip cookies. All right, let's see how these are looking. Ooh, yeah. Look at that, baby. We got some char on those. That's obviously the hotter side of the pan. Know why? Because I don't have that centered on the...
I mean, she only has a bird's eye camera to be able to check.
I was busy. All right. Those look pretty good.
Sausage, cheese, garlic butter, arugula.
I mean, all delicious. All right. Let's see. What do I got to do now? Onion and shallot. Now, the one thing I have learned over the years is a lot of times recipes will tell you to do the garlic and the onion first, or sometimes even just the garlic first. I never do that anymore, because the garlic will burn so much faster. I think this needs a little more oil in it. I hate putting cold oil into a pan, but here we are. All right. You know what I'm going to do today, Robbie? Did you see that I measured the water that's going to be going into our rice today?
I did. So no soggy rice today?
No soggy rice.
Was
right,
was
and
that
then I
disaster just a week ago?
Say what?
That was just a week ago you did that,
That
huh?
was just a week ago. Add oil.
Who knew
Oh,
that
I already did
just randomly guessing on the amount of water with your rice could be such a disaster?
Hey, they turned those crispy rice cakes. You ate every single one of them. So no complaining. All right,
No,
we
I
got some
still ate it.
garlic. Ooh, now I smell the garlic. You smell the garlic?
I do.
All right. And then Add garlic. I need rice. How much rice do I need? 1.5 cups. Let's use 1/2 cup. That's what I got clean. One. Oops, 2.
Boy, that really smells like garlic smell.
Now we want to
It's amazing the memory that something like garlic for some reason brings back.
Yeah. I think this might need a little more oil. I want my rice to be coated in oil. Like I don't want extra oil in the bottom of the pan. And then I need to get my, I'm going to be trying to do 4 things here, everybody.
Will you be
So
adding
hold
any
on.
wine?
I'm not going to add wine to this one, no. But that wine is a great idea. Oh, I mean, I usually do, but today we're just going to be doing stock in here. So that's what we're going to start with. And I've got to make some room so Robbie can make us a cocktail. And where am I going?
I don't know.
Oh, I still want that to be in there. Okay. I'm going to give you some room over here while I'm making this and trying to prepare the lobsters for the oven, which are in the other refrigerator, right? Can you go grab me the other? And I'm going to turn this down a little bit. It still feels really hot to me. And don't leave your metal cooking utensils in a pot like me. You will regret it when you grab it later.
I have retrieved
He's got
the lobsters.
so we're going to give Robbie some room here.
So where's this going?
That is going to go right here. I'm going to prep these while you make us a cocktail. Yay for cocktails. Meanwhile, Dana's going to stir, prep. We got all the things. We're going to try and get these to stand up on here.
Oh, is the other shaker dirty?
Yes. And let's see if we can get these to stand up. Maybe not. We do have a Discord. If you have ideas of things you would like to see me cook, feel free to drop that in the Discord because I love to get ideas. I love to try. Obviously, I'm not afraid to try new things. I don't always get them right, but I like to try them anyway.
So with ice.
All right, tell everybody what you're doing.
I don't know. How am I supposed to tell people if I don't know?
You have a recipe.
This is the root beer float martini.
The same way I'm telling people what I'm doing when I don't know what I'm doing over here.
She's got my stuff all over the kitchen.
I do.
Messing with the bartender's things. Hey, Andrew.
Andrew, hello.
So we got some vanilla vodka, 1.5 ounces of that, or as Teeds would say, Oz.
Oz. Are you guys gonna stand up?
And the same with the Kahlua, another 1.5 ounces. Chocolate. Ish. Right? It's chocolate, it's not coffee.
Robbie made that mistake once. He says, I don't like coffee. And then we were someplace and they gave us a shot of Kahlua. And he goes, oh, see, a shot of chocolate. So good.
I had to go find the 1/2 because, of course, it's not in the fridge.
It's because I was using it.
The tricks you learn when you have done a show at Dana's Kitchen for over 3 years now.
Over 3 years, that's crazy, Robbie.
And somehow I'm still here. Not sure how. So would you like this to go back in the fridge?
Yeah, that's fine. You can put things away for me. You had a plain root beer float today. You know, Reps Rocket, Robbie will probably have a plain root beer float too. All right, let's work on stirring this risotto now. Yeah, it's in the other fridge.
All right, so we did that and did the shaky before adding the root beer because, believe me, that's not fun. I've done stuff like that before.
Where you've ended up with club soda all over the place.
It's like, why is this trying to push apart? That's not normal.
What's happening? What's happening? Yep, we're gonna do some risotto. And I should be sitting here stirring it so we can agitate all of those starches off of the rice, but I'm trying to do 20 things at once because of course I am. Because I don't make anything easy for myself. I think those could still stay in there for a couple more minutes. I was gonna make a citrus butter for this, but I'm not going to now. We're just gonna do this along with the this nice cool leek sauce if anybody wants it. No, it's in the thing, the Olipop box. It's there. It's there. It really is there. I think you found it. Did you find it?
So once again, when you're looking for certain things with your eyes,
You're looking for like A and
we'll
W.
see what this one's like. Look how dented that can is. That's gonna be fun.
Is it?
All right, so 3 Auses of the half and half. Wait, no, we did that already. Shake with ice. 2 Auses.
Or so-ish. Oh, I turned the wrong thing off. That I need on. This one I can turn off. Okay. Almost turned my risotto off. That would be hard to cook if it's not turned on. Your mouth is watering. Go stir the rice. I got it. I got it. I can't put the lobster in until I get the crab out because that's got to go under the broiler. And the crab is, I think, just about ready. But we're going to wait till Robbie is done with
Dana used all my tools and didn't clean them before the stream.
There's extras of every tool you need.
Which that's why.
Did you put the root beer in here?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. Well, sometimes we put it, we pour it on the top. Like.
Oh boy. It's gonna be a very full martini for you.
And then you're gonna go get the whipped cream.
The
that's over there.
special whipped
The special
cream.
whipped cream. It's vodka whipped cream. It's vodka whipped cream, everybody.
Can I take this tag off of here?
Well, as long as you know how to get it ready.
It says slap it, shake it, and whip it.
Yes. So yeah, turn it upside down first, and then shake.
Now we gotta slap it.
Okay, slap it and then
And
shake
then
it.
shake it.
Shake up and down like this, though. There you go.
She's very bossy.
I read the directions.
And
That's
then we
what
whip it,
happened.
which is just actually putting the whipped cream on the thing.
I think so.
Okay. All right,
A
here we
boozy
go.
cocktail, yes.
Is that enough for you?
I think that's fine. You want to take a picture of your masterpiece? Should we put a cherry on top like a root beer float probably usually has?
We only need one. I don't need one for mine. Unless you really want a second cherry.
No, I'm good.
It's almost like I'm not a fan of cherries or something.
I don't have actual maraschino cherries, so we've got better cherries than the maraschino one. Oh, there it goes.
No,
Goodbye.
come back, cherry. Oh, I was too slow. We lost the cherry. That's okay. Everything's fine.
Everything is fine.
So you gonna taste that, Dana?
I am. Are you going to taste it?
I mean, you insist I'll go first.
How's it taste?
Root beer float like, a little boozy.
Oh, that's actually really good. That's better than the one we made yesterday.
So how am I making just root beer and ice cream? Is that what I'm doing?
Whatever you want, however you, I mean, that's what a root beer float is. You put the rest of that in there. You could, and you can add some vodka in there if you want into your root beer float. Come on, water. Here we go.
I get on the side of the camera and Dana just stops talking.
Well, because you're supposed to be talking. I'm actually trying to cook. Oh, I was only going to put one of these in here, and I put them both in there. Oh, well.
So there's one scoop of our delicious Bluebell vanilla ice cream.
All right, I got the broiler going. Come back over here and stir. Do, do, do. Stir in the risotto. This is really good. It's like dessert in a martini glass. Robbie.
Ta-da!
And there's straws back there if you need a straw.
It's okay.
I mean, how are you going to drink it without a straw? Where's your whipped cream?
With my mouth.
But that's not how you do it.
No, see, that's the thing, Dana. That's literally how I do it.
All right, I got the broiler started on the oven. We'll get those lobster tails in. Those should take about 10-ish minutes. Are you excited that you're having a root beer float before dinner? Root beer float before dinner.
As it should be.
All right. Risotto. A time-consuming meal. This is why, if you're on a competition, unless you get an hour and a half like you do on ours, you should probably not try to make it if you've only got 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying, Robbie?
Yes. Okay. Back over to you, Dana.
Well, I'm just stirring risotto.
I'm just stirring root beer.
All right, I'm gonna stick these in the oven, and I've got these here. I put these on here so they don't fall over. At least that's my hope, is that they don't fall over, because it might be messy if they do.
I'm trying to think how long it's been since I've had a root beer float, Dana.
Has it been longer than a week? But here we go. You love root beer floats, orange soda floats. Yes, and you know what else I have? I have a strawberries and cream. So it's like a cream soda, but with strawberries in it. I think that would make an excellent float. And of course, we have to use Bluebell ice cream here whenever we can, because we're in Texas. You're planning for breakfast tomorrow?
That was usually my go-to, is to make a sun-kissed float.
Yeah, and if we go on road trips, Robbie usually buys like a 6-pack of
But I tell you,
Sunkissed.
while a sun-kissed float is delicious, considering I don't have a whole lot of sugar normally, look out.
Robbie's funny when he has a lot of sugar and when he has caffeine. He doesn't know what to do with all the sugar and caffeine.
I do this.
Or you laugh hysterically at commercials that have blue bunnies in them.
It was a hilarious commercial, Dana.
I'd only known Robbie for about 4 months at a time, and I made him these triple chocolate cupcakes. So they were chocolate cupcakes with chocolate chips in it, and it was filled with chocolate ganache, and then it had a chocolate ganache icing on the top of it, but it also had espresso powder in it. And Robbie was the biggest goofball ever. It was like he was high or something.
On caffeine, apparently.
It was so funny.
And chocolate, which has caffeine.
Yep. And then you proceeded to eat more than one.
You're welcome. Well, I had to. She made like 2 dozen of these
I
cupcakes.
don't think I made 2 dozen. I think I made a dozen. No, I made 2 dozen. You didn't have to eat them all at one time.
I didn't. But I had to have more than one.
And you were still going into the office at the time. You could have taken them in to share.
Ah, the dark days. The dark days.
The days when we had to go into work. So I was going to make a citrus butter, but I'm not going to. It wasn't for the lobster. We'll still make a butter for the lobster from the butter that's on there. Actually, probably really won't need anything, but it was going to go with our lobster and crab stuff. So I'm actually not going to be using most of that parsley now.
Hey, Elser, if you're still here, I'll go grab the dog.
But
if you're not still here, I'm gonna let him be.
But before you do that, don't you want to try this? Look, this is a mess here.
You're welcome.
We can put a little chives on the top. Would you like to try this?
Yes. That's us gonna work on giving you your space back.
Ah, that sounds good too. So
While also revealing more of a mess.
So we'll need a little picture of this, but this is our nice crab and lobster dip. And like I said, the restaurant we went to, if you weren't here, that we had this at, it was so cute the way it was presented. It was presented in this jar on this wood plank with all this ciabatta bread, and then it had like a little citrus butter with it, which I didn't even use. It was really not necessary, but somebody else may have wanted it. So I thought, all right, did you get a picture?
I did. 2,
right.
just in case.
And then I added, just if you want something that's a little chilled on the top with this, to pour a little of this leek, very simple leek sauce on the top. And there we go. That's going to be my bite. Mmm.
Ooh, that looks warm. Mmm. It is warm. Mmm. 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 So I will enjoy that bite in about 5 minutes.
It's fine. I'm eating it and stirring.
Yes, you've also like eaten lava and been fine, Dana.
I don't eat lava.
Listen to that crunch.
Mm-hmm. Can you hear the crunch? What do you think of that dip?
Tastes like it's got lobster in it.
And crab.
And crab. Aspie, we would totally share with you. We'd even send you some if that was a good idea.
Mm-hmm. But if you're ever in Texas, we'll cook. We'll go grocery shopping. You know, one of the things that I did, here I am. We had Darth Verbaka and Teeds in town, and the four of us went shopping. I don't think Miss Sarah Lynn went with us, went to the grocery store, right?
Maybe, yeah, maybe not.
I can't remember she was there. But anyways, Teeds needs a babysitter at the grocery store.
Oh, you're talking about that grocery store?
Yeah.
I was thinking of Buc-ee's. But yeah, the grocery store Teets needed a...
Canadian Texan style meal. Yes, Texas for Dave. How close is our nearest H-E-B? So we don't really have an H-E-B super near us, maybe 20, 30 minutes.
20 minutes or so.
But we have a Central Market that's really close. And so I go to Central Market all the time, which is, you know, H-E-B's bougie cousin. And I love it there. Although I did buy my crab and my lobster at Costco because at H-E-B, it's at Central Market, it's very expensive. So, I love going there. That's where I usually go grocery shopping because while
where you find things that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah. Well, I have found things and I've gone, what is this? Robbie's like, oh no, she's gonna buy it. And then I'm like, what can I do with this? So in the aisles, it's more expensive usually, but the fruit and vegetables aren't, and I just love the mix. But if we ever have an H-E-B nearby, I know I'll go there too. Or if we ever move and Central Market's too far away where I'll cry.
Well, sounds like another requirement for the house.
Yeah. Absolutely, Aspie. And there's all right, let me check the lobster. I put it in there for 8. I think it needs a couple more minutes more. Look, I'm gonna do this right, Robbie. We're gonna do 2 minutes more and then we're gonna pull them out. And hopefully I don't overcook them. I've gotten great at cooking scallops.
We're in the Dallas area.
North of Dallas.
But we also get to Houston quite a bit.
Yep. My brother lives down there in the Houston area with his family, and other family live down there.
I need to get down there again to go to the food truck.
I know. It still needs a little, you know what this needs? This needs salt. Lots
Dana,
of
we
salt.
have a problem.
You're done?
My root beer float is gone.
Is the problem that you're not going to have any room for dinner?
No, that's not a problem. We're good there.
Okay.
I walked like 6 miles today. We're fine there.
Because, I mean, a root beer float, for me, I would not be able to eat any dinner.
No. That's all like ice cream.
I know I look like I could eat a root
and
beer float and then
deliciousness.
dinner.
It's not in the way.
All right, there are our lobster tails. Those look pretty
Look
good.
at that. Oh. Look at that.
And we'll get those plated up with some risotto once the risotto's done. We're gonna put some Parmesan in our risotto. Can I look over here? I need to look at my risotto recipe.
So do you need a picture of that?
Sure. But we're gonna plate it too.
Oh, we'll wait then.
My recipe. Oh, can you turn the timer off? Our risotto's almost there. We gotta zhuzh it up, Robbie. We're gonna put some Parmesan in there. We're gonna put some lemons in there and some asparagus and zhuzh up. Yes, and so Texas for Dave. We've actually, in Aspie, you know, I hope we get to do it again in 2021? No, 2022. In 2022, there were a bunch of streamers that came to Texas. Rusty Rhymes was here, ICP, Chef Negan. Chef Steve drove up with Creme Delish from Houston, Whiskey Monster, Canara, Darth.
Zero Brew and Little Miss
Zero
Nikki.
Brew and Little Miss, well, they live here, so.
They're still there.
Pantry Elf. And we got together multiple times and did stuff together, and it was so much fun. And we hope we get to do that again. Oh, and George's hot sauce was there. So we hope we get to do that again. And we'll invite some more peeps from like the Houston area. I know that KC, Kitchen Confidence, wanted to come and couldn't, but I know that there's Andrew and Wolf Mom and Dragoness and
Texas Hula made part
Texas
of that.
Hula was here for a little bit. All right, let's see. This is going to probably need a little acidity. It's still got a little bit of a bite to it. It's very, very plain. It needs, we're going to put some Parmesan in here.
Look at that. She literally added all of it.
I need to get rid of it because I have all the fresh Parmesan. I can't remember why we had this.
I'm trying to be good and not finish that dip over there.
I know you still have lobster, Robbie.
Because I already destroyed the first course.
You sure did.
Left the one for chat. And to show that I had at least some self-control. Well, you made a second dip thing. Oh, well, maybe
I meant to put the thing on it and not make it, and then I forgot.
Oh.
So.
Well, maybe I should go eat up over there.
I'm bringing the asparagus over. I'm putting that in.
I almost thought that was green beans with the way they were cut up.
These are very skinny. This is very skinny asparagus that I needed to use up, which is why we have an asparagus risotto.
And Michael, thank you for joining the Discord.
Yeah, we're glad you're there. And I don't mind back seating. Sometimes I've got my own plan, and sometimes I don't know what I'm doing because I try a lot of new things. All right, so what I do need to do is I need to melt some butter. I need to add some citrus in there. Ooh, look at that. That looks awesome. All right. That's a lot of asparagus, and I didn't even use as much asparagus as they wanted me to. They wanted me to use a pound, and I used only half a pound. That would have been a very asparagus-y.
Is that a word?
I think it's a word. I'm going with it. That's what I'm going with. I'm going to, where is my juicer? Oh! We're going to start with a juice of half of lemon in here first, because that might be enough. I'm going to over lemon it. It is asparagus-y. See? It's a word. Aspie used it, so ergo, it's a word. Do a block at the hotel. Yeah, I think, you know, when people were here, most people stayed at the hotel. I think Megan and ICP may have stayed with somebody, but everybody else stayed at a hotel. All right, let's see. Now let's taste this and see if it needs. Now it's better. I'm going to get another pot out, Robbie. I know you're excited about that.
Oh, Aspie, we got to make Dana read that one.
What? I bought 10 asparagus at the store. When I got home, I realized I had 11. It was just asparagus. Funny. All right, butter. What about all that butter? Let's do all that butter.
Oh my goodness.
I'm back in my just put more butter phase right here. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, I didn't mean to cough right into the microphone. That was not very nice of me. All right. My counter is very dirty.
You're welcome. I helped make that happen.
Let's clean it off just a little bit for plating.
I mean, if you insist. Dana, you have destroyed this kitchen.
I have to what?
You've destroyed the kitchen. There's something on every counter space. No counter space left behind.
I didn't use some of the I didn't use some of the dishes that are hard to clean though, so you're welcome. All right, we're gonna get that butter melted. I think this is pretty good. Asparagus, funny. Save the shells, make lobster stock. That is what Michael was telling me. I know, Tricky McGee, right? Woo! That's hot. Oh, no, I need this on because I'm melting stuff. Power humming.
Power humming?
Yep.
Does that help the butter melt faster?
It helps everything.
Oh. Then that's a yes.
Yes. So we did have butter on top of our, and then we had butter along with a marinade that had a bunch of stuff in it on top of our lobster when we broiled it. Oh, I want to do this first. Let's scoop up some of our risotto. Oh, look at the mess I'm making.
Food.
Try not to make a mess, Dana. Try not to make a mess. Is it too late for that? Robbie's like, have you seen the kitchen, Dana? We'll do this and that. I've got a few little asparagus tops we're going to put on the top of our risotto to be, you know, fancy. We're being fancy, Robbie.
Fancy, fancy.
Fancy. And then we're going to just pour some butter.
Just a little bit.
You'll thank me later. I might not have, I'm probably not cooking tomorrow, Aspie. That happens a lot on the day after stream. Although I have some shrimp, so I may have to do some shrimp tacos or something. All right, Robbie's gonna take a picture of this. See, that's not too bad, 2.5 hours. And I was talking, honestly, for about the first 15 minutes without doing any cooking. I think it looks pretty good, considering I've never done this before. All right, I've given you 2 forks.
Okay.
Because I thought it might be easier to pluck this out of here if you had another fork to hold it down. That's just not bad for my first try.
I'm just going to take it in one bite.
Are you? So I think it looks like it's cooked. I don't want to spill butter in my martini. That would... Oh, you know what I forgot to do though, Robbie? Now that we've destroyed the plates, I forgot to put the lemons on these. They're supposed to be lemons. Dang it!
I mean, you hit your quota of forgetting something, so.
Dang it, dang it, dang it. Oh well. All right, what do you think? It's pretty, so it's not overcooked. It's not undercooked. I think it's cooked pretty good. Maybe
I'm just over here eating.
Are you? Okay. Yeah, I don't think it's overcooked. It seems to be, it's not tough, right? You don't think it's tough or anything? I don't know, it's my first time, so I'm a little, did I do it right? I actually would like, I think, it's so rich. Do you want a little lemon on yours?
Sure.
Uh-oh, I gave you a seed too. So you might want to take that out.
Very generous of you.
We finally got to eat. Darth is finally here.
Darth.
Have you been hiding, Darth?
Did you hear all the things we said about you?
We said lots of things about you. Were you listening? I think the risotto needs a little more salt.
I
That's the
disagree.
word. I know you don't like salt.
He says yes.
All right. Well, there we go. So we finally got food out. Although you had food early.
I had several courses. I had the fig goat cheese, hot honey
Rye.
on rye with pistachios that I ate a whole platter of. I had most of this dip.
Yummy!
I had a
root beer
float that's also gone. And now we're on to the main course.
And now this lobster with the asparagus Parmesan risotto that was supposed to have charred lemon that I
And then
forgot.
maybe I'll have another course of root beer float for dessert.
That's really good. All right, should I look and see who's on?
That would be a good idea.
All right. Let me take a look. Who's on? Who's on? So everybody, let's see, we've got Science is on. Tabatai is on. We went to Tabatai last time. Chef John is on. Mish Mish is on. Chef Tay Tay, Cupcake Dex. Kalino's on.
Espy does have a suggestion as well.
And Rar of Rusty's and fairly new to the food and drink community. We can go there. Is she on right now? I thought I was following. I don't see. I could have sworn I was following Rar. Let me see. R-A, hey, how do we spell that? R-A-E-R-A-W-R-R.
Yeah, it says you're following.
Yeah, she's on. All right. Am I not following though?
You are.
Oh, but it wasn't showing up in my followers list, so I don't know why that wasn't happening. Anyway.
Oh, wait. They're not on.
I showed live.
It says while they're out.
But they're not live right now? That's weird because I'm showing live.
Maybe they just read it out.
Then, see, now that says live.
That's the other person.
Oh, that's the other person. Okay, so they're not on right now. So we can't do that tonight, Aspie. But thank you for the suggestion. That's why it wasn't showing up, because I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm following. All right, so why don't we go to, why don't we go to John? We'll go to, yeah, she must have rated out. Just missed it by that much. I can't tell you, there's a couple of people who try to rate into me. And every time they try to rate in, we're out, or every time we've tried to rate in them, they're just leaving. That's happened like a couple times. But why don't we go check out Chef John up in Canada. And if you haven't met Chef John yet, just hold on, because he's got a lot of energy 99% of the time, like all of us combined. Energy. So we'll go see John, and I'm going to thank everybody for hanging out with us today as we cooked. And don't forget, we'll be back on Tuesday. It will be 4:30 Central Time. If you want to figure out what time zone that is for you, you can go to the Google, and it will help you figure that out. And we're going to be having Yannicki and Edith dads that are going to be cooking, and Darth Forbaka and I will be judging it. It is the last match of round 1 of Food Fight. So it's really, really fun. I'm going to tell you, we laugh all the time on that show. We laugh all the time. And you don't have to hear me for just 2.5 hours going, and you also don't have to hear Darth do that either, if you're still in here.
But his
Darth.
sounds more like this.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing that, and we hope that we get to see you there, and you guys go have a great week. Stay weird, stay wild, stay awkward, stay however you are, because you are fabulous the way that you are. Take some kindness with you. We need more kindness in the world. I love you guys. Good night.